Well, hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Qualifying is just getting started. We should be all set up. Yes, we're back at the Red Bull Ring, back in GT2s for the fourth and penultimate round of the Harakiri GT2 series. Of course, it was only Tuesday that we were racing here in this exact car for a one-off social race. That went quite well, it has to be said. We qualified P10 in that. And we had a good race from there. That was about mid-pack. But if you haven't seen that stream from Tuesday, I do recommend you go watch it. That was a 1-hour race with a mandatory pit stop for a tyre change in it. Whereas tonight we've got a 45-minute race with no mandatory pit stops, as is the normal for this series. So tyre wear is going to be a bit more of a factor than it was on Tuesday. And also, while the field is a little smaller than it was on Tuesday, it is just as competitive, if not even a bit more competitive. So we should hopefully get some good racing action. We proved on Tuesday that we could have some good racing around here. No worries, Kiki. Good to have you today. Yes, as we know from Tuesday, validating on the final corner pretty much guarantees an invalidation of the next lap. As of course you can carry extra speed to start the lap. So not a great way to start qualifying. But I did forget to save the setup from Tuesday. So I've been trying to just make what changes I remembered making to tyre pressures, ABS, but I also opened up the front brake ducts as we struggle with front brakes overheating. You can just hear them starting to squeal into turns 3 and 4. Heavy braking zones throughout the first half of the lap. And the brakes just aren't quite fans of it. So we're now on what will effectively be our first flying lap. Provided we don't invalidate it in the final couple of corners. As we come out of the final corner, it's a 129.2, that puts us in P6 currently. I'd love to remember what my quali time was from Tuesday. I think it was also a low 29. So we're 10th and a half up. Now that validates it. Bit of a harsh invalidation when the gravel slows you down anyway, but we'll just remember to open up those front brake ducts. I also want to just do... Correct my mouse, so 14.
Low tire pressure, stay away from curbs.
We'll try and get out for some more laps. Handy enough that 850 pulls off. So does the 171, so it gives us nice clear track position, which shouldn't be too hard to achieve given there's only about 18 people in today's race. So we'll have 4 flying laps here. Of course, the first one will not be representative since tyres are still coming up to temperature and pressure. Technically nabbed a little bit of slipstream there, but I don't think it'll make that much of a difference. I say that, we are already a 10th up on our time, so maybe we can dip into the 28s here. The track temp is about 10 degrees lower than it was on Tuesday, so should be finding a little bit of performance in that. And it should help the tyre wear through the extra 15 minutes that we have tonight. Using all of the carb at the exit of the final corner.
Well done, mate. This has been your personal best.
And hopefully we should be able to find a little bit more time as the tires are coming up into the pressure window.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
Gained over a quarter of a second so far in this lap. Just need to finish it off.
Yellow flag ahead.
Took a little safety lift at the exit of the final corner, lost us a few hundredths, but
Fastest lap so far.
into the 28s now. Still have 2 laps of fuel left. Just flicking over this page to see the tire temperature figures. I think I want to put the pressures up a little bit. Losing a bit of time through the first of those long left-handers. Finding some of it back in the second of them.
Lap in by the lead. Yellow flag in sector 1.
Yeah, and there's our 2 laps invalidated. Unfortunately, but might as well try. Try and get an improvement. As we needed a good 10th if we wanted to make up any positions. So currently lying in P7 out of 17 spots. I'll have a quick look. Our qualifying time yesterday, or on Tuesday I should say, sorry, was a 1:29.382. And I remember I made mistakes during that and I had about half a sec, I think it was maybe half a second or a few tenths in it that, or yeah, I had a few tenths in it that enough for a 29.1. So we've made improvement on that by about 4 tenths. Or about 3 tenths on our potential from Tuesday. Half a second on the actual final lap time. We did have half a tenth there in the final sector, potentially, maybe another half a tenth in the that final second of the two left-handers is in the final sector. So yeah, right, we've got a 45-minute race. So our fuel calculation, we've been using 2.6 liters of fuel on Tuesday and today. Actually been using a slither more today. It seems just that little bit quicker. Track temp has also gone down, so we definitely need to put more pressure in our tires. But our 2700 seconds in the race, divide that by the 20. Let's see. We'll say 28 to be safe. We'll say 28. Divide by the 88. So we should have 31 laps. So that means 82.15. Let's say 86 liters to be safe. That's a little more than I was practicing with. It was about 110 for we needed for the 1 hour race on Tuesday. And good, but half PSI in the front tires, 0.3 in the rears to count for the slightly low pressures we had in quali, the cooler race conditions, and the fact the race, bit of a slow start. Well, I say slow start. With this field, it usually gets up to speed pretty quickly, so shouldn't account for that too much. Of course, we did open up the front brake ducts, which does help to keep the front tires a little bit cooler, and not as much heat being generated, being radiated from the brakes into the tire. It's being washed away through the cooling airflow. So that can bring the front tires down 0.1 of a PSI, 0.2, since we did a couple of clicks on the brake ducts. There's our 30-second mark.
Seconds. 10 seconds.
So this time on Tuesday we had the inside for turn 1. Tonight we're going to have the outside. So we'll have the freedom of the runoff area at T1 to make use of if we need to.
Low tire pressure, stay clear of the curbs.
Ah, screw it. Let's take this little chicane again. Of course, that is the MotoGP chicane that was added a couple of years ago. Slow down the bikes coming into this tight hairpin after a few very big accidents. Some very lucky misses too, in terms of crashes. Just try and get some heat into the front tires by pushing through the corners. So you can see our front right tyre is about same temperature it will be come once we get up to speed during the race. The other three tyres still a bit under pressured, a bit cold, but we'll have to sort that out come. That will fix itself during the race, I should say. Now you've just got to focus on the start here. Try and keep it clean through turn 1. It's a bit of a tight apex, so always easy for crashes.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Drive through penalty for a car a few places back.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
We left a bit too much space on the inside,
Clear on the right.
but that Maserati seems to be out dragging us quite confidently.
Clear on the right. Car on the right.
And
Clear on the right.
they've had a little coming together on the apex. A little bit annoyed at that KTM coming across in the braking zone. It was a little bit naughty too, as I went to try and make use of that space. Luckily I hadn't committed to it just yet when they pulled across. Field backed up here quite a bit. Looks like they might be side by side in front.
Car on the left.
We've got to the inside of the number 2 here. One of the Maseratis is out wide. Another Maserati has the run on us.
Clear on the left.
Maserati seem to have good straight line speed, which might make this race
Clear on the left.
a little bit difficult. Just able to pull in front, push them to the outside again.
Clear on the right.
But they've got to cut back to the inside this time.
Clear on the left.
The Maserati seems to have good mid-range acceleration. Which isn't ideal since we have a few more Maseratis lining up behind us.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
be a track warning. Just a little bit too much apex curb. Looks like the
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
two cars behind us could be starting to fight. There's only a couple of attempts between them as we were coming up the hill, but that seems to have spread out almost instantly. You can see even after the third lap, field is definitely up to a quick pace already. Just struggling to stay within touch of the car in front. But we seem to have the pace to keep the Maserati behind at bay. A bit deep into the hairpin. Put a couple of wheels onto the gravel there, and so did a car in front. That car's already lost a position, might be losing a second here. Oh, come on. Yeah, late dive. Because I was already committing to the apex whenever they were had gone alongside. Good 6.5 seconds of damage. But this pack has been fighting a little more and has allowed us to catch up. Oh. That's my bad. Misjudged the concertina up into turn one. gotta be careful there, exit T1. Just getting a little too ambitious, and that has been a crash. 7.5 seconds now. It'd be lap 8, Kiki. As it says on the race logic.
Falling behind the car in front in sector 2.
Track has already dropped 1 degree since the start of the race. Might drop another, so yes, is laps completed in the bottom left. I feel like this damage is costing us a couple of tenths a lap, unfortunately. So we kind of need all the pace we can get to try and catch back up. Seems like the cars in front might be fighting a bit, which will help. Well, we're not making any pit stops to repair, so there's no point going through pit lane just to repair damage. And you know, changing tires is 30 seconds. You'll never make up that those 50 odd seconds in half an hour. This is DLC. It's only the most recent DLC with the GT2 cars, which was a month and a half ago now.
Gaining on the driver ahead of 73.
Took a little lift there, just to make sure we got that no time gained. Ideally don't want a third warning. I know it came out mid-January, Geeky. As this series started not long afterwards. We are slowly catching the cars in front. As they go side by side into turn 1. And again into turn 3. Yeah, they were quite, very quiet about the track. The first we heard of it wasn't actually from Kunos themselves. It was a couple of the content creators that were streaming the preview event that was happening the day before the pack released. Had the Red Bull ring in their thumbnails, and then people kind of figure like, oh, Red Bull ring must be coming in the pack, and then a day or two later Kunos announced it themselves that, yeah, it was coming, which was a very welcomed surprise. And I imagine for many people, myself included, is the only reason we bought the GT2 pack. I think that the free pack was just like put into a game update. It's not included in like DLC. It's nice to see Kunos including like content in the base game now, or adding to the base game content too, rather than just through paid DLCs. It's like the McLaren 720S Evo is a free car, whereas the Ferrari, Lambo and Porsche that came out at a similar time were in a DLC pack. Though it's a bit of a shame to see another, you know, if you want to do ACC racing, you know, because there's a track in this pack, this is now another, essentially a must-have pack now, and it's a shame that sort of, you know, means the barrier to entry for ACC stuff is a little more expensive now, which is always an unfortunate drawback when you get new content like this. Was just about able to cut in front of the Maserati there.
Car on the right. 3 wide. All clear. Clear on the right.
Very awkward there, having a car on the inside and a car on the outside. That is definitely
Losing time to the car in front in sector 2. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
a more unique pass. And we'll hopefully leave them two to fight amongst each other. Looks like OBS had a momentary disconnection, but all should be fine. I'm trying to open the gap a little more than a second at least. Rear end just starting to come around as we turned into the first apex. I think tires are maybe getting a little bit worn. As well as having this damage isn't helping. A little cleaner through turn 1 that time. Seems like they had each a bit of a bad run, and now they're fighting side by side behind us once again. Oh, come on!
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
You gonna at least give the place back, or what? Well, that's now 21 seconds of damage. I don't know, Gigi. I just had a car in my door when I turned in for that apex right there. Last lap. And yeah, we're definitely losing a lot of time now for damage. Not much putting up a fight here when we're
Car on the right. Yellow flag. Watch out. Clear on the right.
half a second a lap slower. We've got a good cutback though,
Clear on the
in
left.
fairness.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Maserati a bit more confident on the brakes than me, but still ran it a bit deep trying to hold the position, and with this damage I don't really have the grip to fight back. Now next car behind's running by a second quicker than I can run with this damage.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Well, that's one position at least. Our best hope now for more positions is that some people get track limit penalties, which is definitely possible. Few people have been running wide that we've seen. Don't know if they've picked up no time gains or warnings from what we've seen though. I've got a queue of 2 cars behind us.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
That driver nearly making the same mistake that I did. You'd exit on the outside line.
Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
I'm surprised the outside worked as well as it did there. It didn't get us the position back, but we put up a good fight there.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
I ran a little bit wide onto the gravel, but it was a losing battle anyway, to be honest.
Yellow flag is set to on. Car on the left. Clear on the left. 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 Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
And that's how you execute a cutback. Really, they should have given the position up anyway with how much they extended T1. I didn't think I had that good of a run on the exit. I hope they're not coming down pit lane. Oh, they are. Well, I can't really wait up for them safely if they're coming down pit lane.
Alright, man, the leader is on the final lap. Give it a final push.
So we'll have this lap and one more. We've one car in pit lane. Maybe the underfueled. No, they weren't braking at that point.
Leader has finished already.
If they were braking at that point, that would explain why I ran into the back of them. They were maybe just more cautious on the throttle, or I imagine it's just that they were more cautious on the throttle than I was expecting. Also, good thing I put that 86th litre of fuel in,
Alright, check it flag. Good
as
job.
it
The best
needed it
series.
in the
Lovely
end.
comeback. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Bonk.
Some severe damage on the front of the car.
But yeah, there's the final results. Frustrating race that. Looks like it got quite messy throughout the field. That leaves us 11 minutes past 8. Don't mind that. I think, yeah, we'll move over to Art of Rally, and then end up the stream. We'll just keep it a short stream today, as we're obviously back tomorrow for some GT3 action. with the Lightspeed Racing. Thank God it's race day. Round 5 or 6. I think it's round 5 as well. I think it's on time, with on par with this series, which or maybe I can't remember exactly, but anyway, it'll be at the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. What time? Practice starts at 7. Quali starts at 20 to 8. So 20 to 8 UK time at the latest. May start a little bit earlier to do a little bit of practice. Depends what I'm up to beforehand and how I am feeling. We'll do daily event. We did on Tuesday. We got 31st in the end. Which isn't too bad. Today we have Group 4 at Indonesia for 4-mile dirt stage. Yep, 4-mile dirt stage. I'm glad that little fruit stand I hit wasn't solid. Oh dear. Oh. Well, that's not going well. I'm glad this isn't the weekly event, because that's quite a bit of damage to the car. You can see the engine is smoking, which indicates there's a fair bit of engine damage. And then we had that. Just underestimated how much the car would grip up in as the stage climbed up towards that gantry. And the car's oversteering. There's the finish. So final corner, and the 211.6 should have been much better. Puts us 59th, top 20%. Not as bad as the day where we had 3 rolls in a stage. As this has been a short stream so far, we'll get the weekly event over and done with as well. So last week we got 29th in top 4%. Let's see how we can do this week with Group A at Sardinia. Starting off with a 4.7 mile stage and a Ford Cosy. That's a tree. Couldn't do much there once we'd taken off over the jump. So 214.3 to start off, puts us 59th. A little bit far down. Obviously that mistake costing us quite a bit of time. Now we've got a 6.8 mile stage to make up for it, though it's in the rain, so gotta make sure don't make any mistakes in the weather. Like that. I like it on ACC, but I wouldn't say I'm the most fond of it in Art of Rally. I think it's a similar thing to why I didn't enjoy playing Circuit Superstars when I tried it. If you don't know, Circuit Superstars is a top-down arcade racer, like Art of Rally, but it's a track racer. Sort of, you know, ACC, iRacing, I say iRacing's got everything. But you know, sort of track racing ACC style, but number of classes. I mentioned not making mistakes, and yeah, I've made plenty. And there were two things I didn't like about the game. First thing was the camera angle. It's like if they just give it a, you know, like a chase cam like Art of Rally here. And Art of Rally gives you quite the, like, it's a very far back chase cam. It's not your typical chase cam that you would see in racing games. But if Art of Rally give you, or if, sorry, Circuit Superstars give you the serve camera instead of the top-down one, that doesn't even like rotate around. I think I would have liked it more. I probably would have, but I say probably. I definitely would have. I've tried Karting Superstars, which is sort of their karting sequel to Circuit Superstars, and they did implement a chase camera for it, and it played so much better. But another thing I didn't like about Superstars, yeah, I think so. I'll be honest. I really, the most of GTA 1 I've seen is a clip, or a couple of clips, like compilation videos. So I think I remember, and if I'm remembering it correctly, yes. I mean, another way to describe the camera is it's kind of like Art of Rally, where it's a high up camera facing down, but instead of it following the player from behind, it always followed them from the south direction. So even as you turned a corner, the camera wouldn't pan. It would just stay at the same angle, looking at the car, so you could be driving away from the camera, towards the camera, either side of the screen. And it just made the racing unnecessarily difficult, in my opinion. But the second thing I didn't like about it was the tire wear. It was very difficult to gauge what the tire wear was. So the car was constantly losing grip, but you had no way of knowing when you were on the limit of the car. And because it was constantly changing, it was really difficult to keep track of it, and to not make mistakes, and just didn't lead to an enjoyable driving experience, in my opinion. That's one thing I like with Art of Rally. When you know the limit for a car, once you've learnt it, there is only that one limit. You know how to drive it. And all the cars feel somewhat similar. Okay, you can easily get caught out when you go from Group A or Group S down to back down to one of the lower classes, like Group 3 or 2. Because then, okay, yeah, you can easily get caught out by the lack of grip in the more older cars. But then when you get rain in Art of Rally, because rain's not a condition you drive in too often. So I mess up the handbrake turn. Rain's not a condition you drive in too often, so you don't really, at least for me, I don't remember where that limit is in comparison to the car's normal limit, and so, I just find that a bit more of a frustrating experience. If it was just, the puddles have less grip and, your car will aquaplane over them, that sort of stuff, which is there, the game does do that. If it was just that, I think I'd enjoy rain. But the fact you also lose, let's say about 10% of grip, it kind of makes, learning curves, especially when you only do these daily and weekly events, you're only playing the game for no more than 5 minutes a day. And then there's one day you played an extra 20 minutes a week. So that's no more than an hour a week, which, okay, doesn't sound, when you put it that way, doesn't sound like, sounds like a fair amount. But, broken up over each day of the week. It means you don't really learn things, or things are very easily forgotten and aren't really retained. Especially since you could go technically months without driving a certain car, and then you'll come back to it after driving it once or twice months prior. It's like, yeah, of course you're gonna have forgotten how it drives. In the daily stage, when you've only got the one stage to set your time, there's no warm-up. It's like, yeah, it's easy to make mistakes and not know where the car is. In the weekly event, okay, you've got stages 2, 3, and 4 to make up for it, which I quite enjoy in the weekly events. I kind of enjoy them a bit more for that reason. And that's why I kind of wish the daily event was a 2-stage event. You know, that way if you messed up the first stage, you've still got one more stage to redeem yourself. And the weekly event should be like 6 stages. Um, 4 stages still feels a little short. But it is what it is. It's nice. I mean, it's not new content, but it's nice to have something every day to like, oh yeah, you know, take part in. Especially in this format of, you know, you get one go at the event, and that's it. You know, true rally style. It's not like the time trial leaderboards where, you know, you can have as many goes as you like. It's proper rally event. Anyway, as I've been rambling on, we're into the final stage now of the weekly event. Just about kept that out of the trees. Nice final corner to end the event. 231.3 gets us up to 63rd. An alright recovery in the second half from 92nd, where we were in the top 20% halfway through. Now top 15%. That's alright comeback. Given the early stage difficulties. But yeah, that will be it for today's stream. Thank you, everyone, for going along. Thank you, Geeky. We'll be back tomorrow for, as I was mentioning, for Art of Rally. Thank God it's race day from Lightspeed Racing at the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps in GT3s. Then next stream will be on Monday. We'll be back with some more 1967 Grand Prix cars, the Lotus and the Ferrari, and we'll be racing at the at Monza in 1966 variation. So the classic, it's a full circuit, so we've got it's round the oval once, then round the full circuit, no chicanes back in those days. So a very quick lap, and a bit of a long lap too. But we'll be doing that on Monday again, and then we'll be back with the final round of the GT2 series next week and the continuation of the Thank God It's Race Day series next week. No special streams planned so far. Maybe something will come up, who knows? But just Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday, Thursday, Friday next week after tomorrow's GT3 race. But yes, as I said, thank you all for watching. Geeky for being in chat, and of course to anyone else that may have been lurking throughout the stream. I'll hopefully see you tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, I'll hopefully see you next week. But until then, take care, enjoy the rest of your evening, and goodbye.